Okay, so of course it is much shorter, but it does mostly the same thing. Let's say I import either tools, I replace, see, just replacing the spaces. Then I lowercase it. Of course, I didn't use case fold, but I didn't write a comment that I'm case folding when I'm not. So it is slightly better. Of course. Let's see what it says in the text. Casing does not matter for your search. Yes, so probably it was better to use case fold. It was not said that the puzzle should be in lowercase or something like this. But it says the word is given in lowercase, so it is probably nicer to just adapt lines to the word. So this is kind of my excuse for using lower. Okay, so what do I do then? Then I make the columns, and the columns are just either to zip longest. With fill value, I think it's interesting. There was a comment why I didn't use fill value of empty or something like this. Yes, you can use empty string in fill value. I think I cannot, because if you say something like this, then it has a column of ADF, column of BEG, and column of C space H. And if you want to find a word CH, it will find it if you use a fill value of empty string, but I think it shouldn't. It says that white space is removed, but white space I think it's removed from the original text, not after transposing. But I'm not quite sure what the text is meant to say. Okay, you understand the issue?
Yeah, for sure.
Do I need to remove this space too? I think not, but it's possible to interpret the task in such a way. So I make the columns just by mapping the empty joiner, and then I write a function. Why I write a function? Because I need two things. I need to scan the lines, or I need to scan the columns. And this is just a duplication of code. Of course, you can write it via some for loop or something, but in this case, it seemed easier to just write a function, because you can then use the default return value of none. You see, if I do something, I do something in the line, and then if I get value error, I just continue to the next iteration. If I don't get a value error, then I return. So it's quite possible that this goes through all the lines and doesn't return anything. In this case, this scan function returns none, and this OR happily gives you the other one. So this OR is good because it short circuits. So if you say this and this is true, then whatever will not be evaluated at all. It will just be skipped. So it's nice to know that this second scan will not be called at all if the first one returns. Okay. And what do I do in the function scan? I just scan the lines, whichever they are. In the first iteration, those really are lines. In the second, they are columns. But in the function, I call them lines. And then I need an index, and starting from 1, so enumerate takes another argument. Of course, probably everybody knows that you can enumerate from whatever index you need. It's clearer than just adding the value whenever you need. And then I try to find the word. Of course, this shouldn't be needed because it says in the specification that the word is given in lowercase, but whatever. And I intend to just find it. Index will find it for me, or it will give me value error if it isn't there. If it gives me value error, then I just continue, and otherwise I return this. And what is this? This is just a reform is a really bad name, but this is a form for response So you see, this has kind of template for filling in when you have a special form in which you want to give the answer. So 0102 gives you I, j plus 1, then I again, then j plus length of word. This is interesting because the other one then just can have the second template, and it will give you the same thing in the different. It is something that I have collected from web development. If you write an application in Django or something, then you have templates, and you just push some values A, B, C into a template, and then you inside the template you just say, and then you just want to say, and this one will be filled by A, this one will be filled by B, and this one will be filled by C. Why does it matter? Because this and this are usually not written by the same people. This is written by web designers, and this is written by backend programmers. So in some cases they can just use something else. For example, I don't know, DL of DA, and it will be the same, or they can even rearrange things if it makes kind of more sense, or something like this. So when you write a template, you just generalize the all possible formats of output that are using those variables. So kind of interesting technique to show. But of course, nowadays I would probably use string format for it, because it has a much nicer interface. So you need to say, oh yes, but I don't intend to return the string. I really need to return the list. So I need something like list.format, and it is not available. So this is probably the shortest way to do it. Okay.